Right, so this is Robin Norgren with Joseys Art School, and right now I have a couple of samples that I need to get ready for submitting for a couple of art classes I'm going to be doing at my local YMCA. So what I usually do when I'm coming up with ideas is I will have 2 or 3 different ideas going at one time, and I have kind of an idea what I want to do with it. And then we just see how it goes. So I thought I'd do something different with the next few videos that I do where you can actually see what's going on while I am creating. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and I tentatively have an idea like for arrows, for flowers, and then for like a love symbol. So that's what I'm going to do here. I cannot find, these are 12 by 16 flat canvases that I'm using. And this is actually, I think, just like a 9 by 12. So I normally go anywhere from 9 by 12 to 12 by 16. I find this is really a comfortable space for many people to work in, much larger than this, and it gets a little bit overwhelming. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started just outlining what I'd like to do, and then I will go from there. All right, so for sample number 1, I'm going to do the love symbol. So I'm going to break this down. I was actually wanting to use something smaller than 12 by 16, but I'm just going to work with this. Because like I said, I'm just trying to get a quick sample together to show to some clients, and then they will decide which one they like. And it's always very interesting to me that they may or may not choose the one that I like the best. And so that's why I try to keep any sort of bias out of it when I go to submit to a client. So what I'm attempting to do, and of course I'm using a mechanical pencil, which I hate mechanical pencils, but I'm just trying to put a dividing line right here that I'm going to work from, just to give myself a little bit of something to work from. Right, so I'm going to take the top half of this canvas and I'm just going to put some beige paint here, and I'm going to begin to mix this in. I'm not going to go for anything too perfect looking, because I like having the texture in the paintings. And this might actually be a little bit too dark from what I'm envisioning in my mind, so I may add a little bit of white paint to this. And then just start to blend some of that in. And then maybe just take some of the beige and put it on another canvas that I'll use later. So I will usually keep this nice and wet because I like, when I finish, being able to see the texture that you can leave in the painting when you just let it dry as is. I definitely got a little bit too heavy-handed with that beige, and so now I'm trying to back myself out of a corner here. All right, so I'm probably going to need this to dry a little bit, and I'll probably use some sort of rag to take off this extra paint that I don't want. That way I can add some more white in. Try using a different brush. Again, I'm just taking out what I don't want and just putting it on the other canvas that I will work on later. Just adding more white paint. Now it's starting to lighten up the way I want it to. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry for a little while. See how that looks when it's finished. Bottom half, I'm going to paint black. And there is this funny thing about black paint that it tends to jump around and go in places that you don't necessarily want it. So I really try my best to control the black paint so you won't see me being as liberal with the black paint as you see me in other videos being with other colors. Right now I'm just painting sitting on my floor because I had all my tables taken to the studio that I'm going to be working at, teaching an art class. But I had something, like I said, that came in and I needed to make some samples. And so rather than trying to find a conventional place, I usually just leave open spaces in my house so I don't have a lot of furniture, so that when I need to get down to business, whether it be making samples or creating sewing kits, which I do as well for kids, I can just plop down and do it and not have to worry about moving furniture out of the way or anything like that. So I'm going to just sit and let this dry. This always takes a lot of patience. Just leave it as is and see how the drying process works. But I promise you, if you are able to walk away, and this is why I do 2 or 3 samples at once, you will be pretty satisfied with some of the different ways that the paint dries.